So I've been on a little bit of an off-grid and solar-powered kick on my channel, if you haven't noticed. My Bluetti system that runs my entire cabin, including 5,000 BTUs of air conditioning all day, every day, needs a little bit more storage for batteries at night. So with my 100% solar-powered golf cart, I am delivering and installing the expansion battery all-new Bluetti B300k that has 16% more energy density, plugging it in, and I essentially doubling my storage in the off-grid cabin. It's pretty cool. You should stick around and I'll tell you about it. Only 65 pounds, almost 2,800 watt hours. Let's put it in the cabin. That's 90% of the installation right there. So I have been running my Bluetti AC300 with the B300 battery all summer in the off-grid cabin. All day long when it's sunny outside, I had my 5,000 BTU air conditioner going, and it's everything I can do to make this Bluetti draw down. During the day I can run whatever I want. Then at night, there was a few times I left the air conditioner on. It was a hot evening and the battery did drain down a little bit. So what I got is their all new expansion battery. And Bluetti has all sorts of different batteries. They're always on the cutting edge. But this is the B300k that's 2.76 kilowatt hours of additional storage. I went with Bluetti because it tucks underneath kind of my system, out of the way, very user-friendly for my purposes on this cabin. Like all of their batteries, it comes with a standard cord for the expansion battery. So quite literally 90% of the install was unboxing it and carrying it in here and putting it here. This system can nest right on top of it. All their batteries have the same nesting system. Convenient handles as well. And this is the expansion battery cable. So let's double the size of my battery storage in the cabin. We go to the battery that is installed currently. And we plug it in. There, it locks in place. Click the locking mechanism. This battery has two expansion battery ports. So one goes into the system, and if you want to add another one or a different Bluetti system, you put another battery if you want even another one. The other end clicks in. Then you have to click the locking system. This turned on by itself. It came almost fully charged. And so it dropped. I was just at 90%. It just dropped it to 82% in total. So I doubled my storage. So I have 3,072 watts in my B300. I plugged this in. You saw how easy that was. And I just added 2,764. So now in total I have, can't do math in my head, right here on the screen. That's pretty cool. So all day, every day when the sun was shining on my 1,800 watts of solar panels that I put on the roof, this Bluetti was fully charged. It's only when the sun goes down or you have a really cloudy, overcast day that you need the extra battery storage. For my purposes in this cabin, when I have guests here, I do not want them to run out of power. So by choosing the size you want, you can expand this Bluetti up to 4 batteries with one system. You can get 2 of these, expand to 220 system. It's like almost infinitely expandable. This is going to suit my needs. So now I'm just short of 6 kilowatts in this off-grid cabin. So now instead of me running my 500 watt air conditioner for 6 hours with the system that I had, I can almost run it for 12 hours without any sun shining, or all day, every day when the sun's shining. Actually, when you pair the new B300k with the AC300 unit, this guy can charge the battery up to 80% in 45 minutes. The batteries are always getting cheaper and better and smaller and more power. So this new one that they have, the B300k, just launched in Canada, it is 16% more energy dense. So if you can see the height difference of this 3072 watt hour battery, the B300, it is significantly shorter, about 3 inches smaller, with only a few less watts. So this is more energy dense. It weighs 65 pounds as well, whereas this other one weighs more. So the problem is, no matter if I was running an air conditioner all day long, every day, all day in the summertime, this battery system that I had was always fully charged, so it's kind of like wasted energy. So when the air conditioning running, the PV input essentially matched the AC load. But now with more batteries, that means I can actually utilize the power that I am generating off of the solar panels and store it somewhere. So the other thing that I like is these are good for 10 years or 4,000 cycles. So all day, every day in the summertime when we're using the most electricity, it stays 100% charged. Come around to the evening, you use some of that battery. When the sun comes out the next day, it comes up. So 4,000 days, one cycle a day. These two batteries is going to be a good size for having ongoing guests in this bunkie guest cabin. So these are lithium iron phosphate as well, which is arguably the best that you can get. The problem with that, though, is the temperature. For low temperature where I live, it's a long winter and it gets down very, very cold. So these things will discharge up to minus 20 Celsius, but they only charge when it's above freezing temperature. So 0 degrees Celsius is what you need to charge this. Now with the extra power that I have here, what I'm considering doing for when this cabin is used in the wintertime, I bought a simple little temperature controller off Amazon. So this I plug in to the Bluetti here, and I put a little tiny heater or even a 100-watt light bulb. And what I'm considering doing is insulating my Bluetti system, the batteries. For this year, though, I am going to simply be taking these into my shop, so they'll be fully charged, move them into my shop where they're not going to get freezing temperatures. And if I do need it, it's got two simple handles. I can literally like bring it out and plug it in. Apparently, you can also wall mount this guy. It only weighs 65 pounds. So these are what these screws are for. And I literally just unplug all of my wiring for the cabin, unplug the batteries, it's one simple cord, and literally put it on my truck or my golf cart and take it to the shop for the winter. Once this cabin is fully set up to be a guest cabin, or we have people in here living every day or something, what I am considering doing is not just an electric heater using the electricity off of this to keep it from freezing, but also putting a little propane or diesel heater to keep my cabin above freezing. So let's say this cabin was an Airbnb for you all year round. What I could do with a little diesel or propane thing is maybe it costs, let's say, $5 a day, but your Airbnb is $200 to $300 a day. That's a pretty good return on investment and a cost that I can deal with. If I don't want to do that, I'm going to insulate my mini fridge, the Bluetti battery system things, the trap in the sink, and my water storage system underneath my kitchen cabinet. And with this little temperature controller and maybe a 100-watt light bulb or a small 200-watt heater, make sure that it stays above freezing, which means the solar panels are still going to charge the system, and I'll still have off-grid power using the Bluetti lithium iron phosphate batteries. What's also nice is if I insulate that cabinet, the stuff in my fridge won't freeze as well. So in Canada, you have to keep your fridge warm with a heater. The solar panels on this extremely overcast, a little bit rainy day are bringing in me 460 watts. The AC load currently, because of the mini fridge and the lights that I have, is 162 watt AC load. So even though it's extremely overcast and even rainy, there's no sun shining today, I'm still charging the batteries. Between my two, I'm at 82%. With the lights and mini fridge and everything running, in a very short time, This will be at 100% or close to, and then I have nearly 6 kilowatt hours for use in the evening. So one thing about my B300 that I got with the system, so I got the AC300, which is the computer. There's no battery in it. That has the inverter and the charge controllers and everything. But the B300 actually has a tiny MPPT charge controller in it on the side. So you could take this battery and have a tiny solar panel system to trickle charge this, whereas this new B300K doesn't have that. And if I was to do it over again, or they had come out with this one, I wouldn't have got this one because there's no way I would ever utilize the little MPPT charge controller and the extra space that I would get. So I would prefer to have two of these new ones, the B300Ks over the B300, because they're lighter, more compact. The B300K also has a USB-A 12-watt port here. So you can, if you had this charged, charge up things with or use the electricity with a USB. Whereas the B300 that I got has a cigarette lighter, a USB-C, a USB-A. So they kind of made it lightweight, or doesn't have those extras in this one, which I am fine with because I'm never going to utilize those extra features. So this, for me, is perfectly fine, and I wish they had this and I would have started with it. So links in the description for the new B300K that just launched in Canada. You can check it out, check out all the specs. This AC300 is incredible. One of the AC300 units can have up to 4 of the new B300K batteries for a total of over 11 kilowatts. Or you can get 2 of these, have 220, and have up to 8 of these batteries for 22,000 watt hours. I would actually go with this battery over the B300 because it's smaller, more compact, and then you don't need that extra solar thing, and I do not need an extra cigarette lighter and the USB things because the power unit in my case is always with the batteries. I will never have this battery separate. It depends what you want. Bluetti kind of has anything you could possibly ever think that you need. User-friendly, very simple. So I've got maybe a month and a half or 2 months to enjoy the cabin, and then I'm going to simply unplug everything, pick it up by the handles, put it on the golf cart, take it to my shop for the winter, and hopefully by next winter I have a road built, outhouse built, insulated cabinet possibly, an additional heater to keep it above freezing, and actually be making some serious cash on an Airbnb system, or just have a farm helper long-term guest. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Links in the description. Links to the other videos if you want a more comprehensive one on the Bluetti system. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Hands down, this is the best apocalypse ever. Once you're set up, and you should get set up. Okay, bye.